Seems nothing even matters. Seems nothing even.
Peace and blessings, family, and welcome back to A Queen's Crown. If this is your first time joining, hello and welcome. Today I'm so happy and excited to be able to come to you all to show you this hairstyle that I have created and to also bring content to you. I have missed you all. Do you hear me, family? I have missed you all. So today I am going to talk about some things that we as a loctician look for and expect out of you, and then I'll just give you an update on my finger and how it is doing. But before we get into the video, if you are not following A Queen's Crown on her social medias, the links are in the description box below. And also make sure you hit the share button, the thumbs up, and that notification bell so that you can receive notifications every time A Queen's Crown goes live, post, or share. Let's get right into it, family. As a loctician, we expect our clients to keep up with their reties. So for the health care and quality of your locks, the more you keep up with your reties, the more consistent your pattern stays. Consistency of making sure that your reties are being done consistently. If I tell my client every 4 weeks and then I notice that, maybe she could go one more week, then I'll recommend maybe going another week. But as a client, if you're looking at your hair because you know your hair as well, and you say to me, you know what, I know I come every 5 weeks, can I push it out and go one more week? As a loctician, I'll assess your hair and I'll look to see, what one more week could wait. As I'm in your hair, there may be hair that is just not staying in a lock that you have to continue to put in. And you want to make sure that the locks are growing and maturing pretty much at the same pace if you can. For my queens who may have thin hair, I know sometimes people will say, well, maybe you should reduce the amount of time that you get your hair retied. For those who may have thin locks, I would say you want to keep up with your reties because your locks are more fragile and they are easier to break when they are not retied. The reason being is because as your hair grows from that scalp and that lock hangs, sometimes the hair that is growing is not strong enough to hold on to that lock. So you may do something like this to your hair, and next thing you know, your lock is sitting in your hair because your lock was not strong enough. A lot of people will say, I don't like that fresh retied look. Me personally, I go back and forth. It just depends on my mood. Sometimes I love a fresh retie, and then sometimes I like it to where I can be able to manipulate it and move it a little bit. Same if you have traditional locks. You don't want to see gaps and spaces. You don't want to see holes in your locks. So I really stress that you keep up with the retie. The second thing I want to point out is washing your hair. The importance of washing your hair and washing it correct. But it's just as much as I stress on the correct process and procedures of washing your hair, is the same amount of stress that I put on making sure you wash your hair. I'll tell you how many times I have had my clients come sit in my chair and their hair was not washed, and you have to wash it. So you may not have planned that time to be there that long, but if I'm going to retie your hair, I have to retie it with clean hair. One of the first reasons being because you don't want that buildup and dandruff in your lock. Secondly, as you're doing it, and you're retying, if you have dirty hair or dry scalp, as I'm using my tool, more of that is breaking. So you just want to try to have your hair as clean as possible if you can. If that means rescheduling, then you may have to reschedule. You want your hair to be washed. The next thing that I would say is making sure that you are on time. Now, I'm not saying if your appointment is at 6 o'clock and you get there at 6:01, it's like, oh my goodness. No, what I am saying is if your appointment is at 6 o'clock and you get there at 6:15, that is a big deal. And although to you or to someone else, it may seem like, oh, it's just only 15 minutes. You can do a lot of locks in 15 minutes, and especially for those locticians who are fast. So you just want to be mindful and keep in mind that our time is just as valuable as yours, and we all want to make sure that we get in and get out at a very good time. Sometimes we may have another client coming in behind you, and we just need that time to maybe get ourselves together or get prepared for the next person coming behind you. The other thing I want to mention is tips. Tips are not required, but they are appreciated. I cannot stress that enough. I have clients that will sit in the chair, and when they get up, they say, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have anything to give today. That is okay. It is okay. You going to your loctician, whatever the price is that she gives is the price that she feels her time is worth. A tip or a token of love or appreciation on top of that is truly just that. It is on top of what I'm already saying I want to be paid. People say, you know, oh, I have to tip my loctician, or I didn't go get a retie because I didn't have the money for a tip. Tips are not required. Tips are not mandatory. Tips are optional. Again, thank you, and it is appreciated when given. As long as you are paying for your retightening, that is all that is required of you. Make sure you are going to a loctician that you like, love, care for enough to be in your hair. You want to make sure that whomever you're going to cares about your hair just as much as you do. If you're a loctician and you're listening to this, make sure that your client has a comfortable environment. If you're a client and you're listening to this and you don't feel comfortable in the environment, then maybe assess. Let's hear what some of our family has to say.
My name is Maliya. Today I'm gonna tell you what Raychel do for my hair. So first, when she do my hair, she turn on TV for me, so I can get distracted. She's very gentle to my hair. I can also tell her when it hurts, and she said, I'm sorry. She's a really nice girl. Bye.
What I like about my consultant is that she's very kind. She lets me watch TV.
What I like about my consultant is that she's very accommodating. She's a pleasure to talk to. It's a pleasure to be around her. Like I said, she's just very accommodating, very nice, and I enjoy my reties.
I love my loctician. 1, because she's the best aunt in the whole wide world. 2, my girl is sweet as pie. 3, do you see this color? 4, do you see this hang time? 5, very knowledgeable on locks, natural hair, versatile. My loctician, listen, is black excellence. Period.
Queen alert. Keep in mind, although I am a loctician, I am also someone's client as well. And here's what I love about my loctician. What I love about my loctician is she has been very accommodating from day one. She has made this journey a memorable one for me. I could not have asked for a better loctician. She has just a gentle way about her, and she will advise on what is right and what is wrong, what is good for your hair, what is not good for your hair. And if you still decide to do it, all she says is, I tried to tell you. And beyond all of that, she's my best friend. Now let's jump right back into the video. Saying thank you. As crazy as it sounds, a lot of times you finish someone's retie and they don't say thank you. Listen to us if we say, you know, don't do this to your hair, wait to do this to your hair. We're not telling you because we don't want you to enjoy your hair or enjoy the freedom. We're telling you because it's only a small time that you have to go through for the process to be able to enjoy the lifetime of your hair freedom. And if during that time you manipulate the process or you don't follow the process, the outcome may not be what you're looking for or what it could be if you had just followed the instructions. As a professional, if I say right now don't dye your hair, and then you dye your hair, and then you come back and say, you know, my hair is falling out, or this is thinning, or my locks is doing this, my locks are breaking. I know this is what I told you was going to happen, and so now we have to go through and repair. Guess what? If you go ahead and do it anyway, that's what we're here for. That's what we do. We work through the process. As a loctician, I am going through the process with you just like you're going through the process. And that is why it is important to make sure that you choose a loctician that cares about your hair just as much as you care about your hair. Another thing is speaking up. If you're sitting there and you're cold, let us know that you're cold. If you're too warm, let us know you're too warm. And I'm moving, I might get a little too warm, I'll put the fan on. But you may be cold and you're sitting there, you know, all bundled up like this. And I'll say, are you cold? Oh, I'm sorry. You know, we don't know. We want to make it comfortable for you, but you have to speak to us. You have to tell us, you know, I'm cold. You mind if I get up and move a moment because I just need to stretch my legs? You mind if I stop for a moment? I just want to give myself a break. We want you to be comfortable. We also want you to be happy. We want this experience to be enjoyable. I want you to be able to go out and say, Dad, they're my loctician. Talk to me. I watched TV. I read my book. You know, we have moments of silence. I want it to be to where when you're talking about this experience, everything from the consultation to the establishment to my reties to my relationship with my loctician has been wonderful. We develop relationships with our clients because you spend time with them. And during that time, you learn what they like, what they don't like, if they like styles, what type of styles, if they have children. You can't do that with someone you're not comfortable with. So I definitely encourage you all to be with someone that you are comfortable with. And if you are somewhere where there's only one loctician and you don't really have a choice, this is what you have to do. I completely understand. Try to make the best of it. It's an uncomfortable thing when you have to sit there and it's like, I really don't want to be here, but this is the only person that can do my hair. I definitely hope that maybe in the future something will open up that you can probably try someone else. But in the meantime, let's be happy with who is doing our crown. So in this video, you will see my mother-in-law's hands, and she is the one who is doing my hair for me so that you all can see how I put this style together.
So in this video, we're going to see my mother-in-law put 4 braids in my hair. We part my hair down the middle and we just braid up to the top of my head each section. You'll notice that she has the part pretty much just in the middle. It's really not a particular part. We braid it up on each side, and then once she braids it, she doesn't take it all the way to the end. She leaves enough out, and you'll see, so that it can hang out. And then I turn around to the back so that you can see that I'm going to split it, and so that it is 2 parts in the back. Once I turn around, my mother-in-law does straighten the part out a little bit more in the back before she begins to braid it. And then she starts braiding it in the back, bringing the back braid up to the top. So basically it ends up into one ponytail, and she's not braiding it to the end. Keep in mind, you don't necessarily have to part the parts exactly the way that I did it. If you want them to kind of slant a little bit, you part it in the direction you want the ponytail to go in. She takes the last braid and she braids it all the way up. As you notice, that hair is still left out. We take it and put it into one ponytail. And once she puts it into the one ponytail, you'll notice that in the video, the hair is left out, but I did end up twisting it up, and that is why in the video you see the ponytail twisted.
And that is all that I have for you today, family. I'm going to just give you an update. This is my current situation with my finger. As you all can see, it is healing pretty well. I'm still working on, now I can bend it, so I'm working on moving it and keeping that finger mobile so that it doesn't become stuck. I appreciate each and every one of you again for your love, concern, prayers, and support. When I tell you I am so happy to be able to create and do this video today, as you can see, I'm just smiling from ear to ear because I have missed being able to put something out there for you all. So thank you all so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Remember, if you are not subscribed to A Queen's Crown social media, the link will be in the description box. And also make sure you hit that share button, that thumbs up, and that notification bell so that you can receive notifications every time A Queen's Crown goes live, post, or share. I'll see you all in the next video. Amani na upendo.
It's the vibe for me, it's your vibe for me. Do you see me out there vibing?